What's up, and welcome to the vlog for January. It's the 6th. Had a real slow start. The weather, just being tired after New Year's. My sleep's all off. I've been waking up late, and there's only so much light. But I'm out. I came out tonight. It's late. I came out after working to try and get some stuff in, and I've been shooting the GR last month and this month, switching over from film because I can't afford film right now, and I want to keep up, doing this regularly. I think one thing that I'm focusing on this month after learning from last month and watching back the edit of the previous vlog, is that with the GR I really would like to get the viewfinder, but it's so damn expensive. I think the way I shoot film, manual focus, I'm going a lot slower, and with the GR, that's what's missing from the photos. I don't have that more purposeful framing, and it's tough. Sometimes I'm looking at the screen, sometimes I'm just firing. And so this month my focus is really going to be on slowing down, or not necessarily even slowing down, just being more purposeful, looking at the shot before hitting the shutter rather than trying to burst the shutter. Because what I'm finding with the GR, maybe it's just lower light the last couple days, because I've gone out in my neighborhood as well at night, and I'm finding that the GR is, when I'm hitting the shutter a ton, it's not giving me as many exposures as I'm expecting. And so basically I've been out of my routine today. Usually I'm trying to be very mindful, stay in the shooting and not look at the photos as I go, see if I got that. And what I'm noticing, at least, it's beneficial, but what I'm noticing at least is that first frame is too early, and then I might not get the second frame even if I'm hitting the shutter a bunch. And so this month I'm slowing down. Tomorrow, Thursday, I'm expecting it to be sunny, so I'll be out in the morning. And then only real big plan for the month is going up to New Bedford, Massachusetts to work on a project in 2 weeks. So yeah, gonna push through. January can sometimes be the toughest, just motivation wise, even just toughest getting out there for me. I shoot some of the least historically, and some of my best photos are also from January and kind of stand separate from that toughness, so it's worth pushing through. So yeah, that's it for now. See ya. I'm out. I did kind of my full normal loop. I actually extended it a bit, so I went from downtown financial district up to Columbus Circle, and then have kind of come down, and I'm headed to the subway. So made a pretty good distance today. It was supposed to be sunny, and it was sunny when I left the house, and by the time I got off the subway it was gray, and so that kind of definitely has hindered me a bit, and I'm curious, how things are going to come out. But I think for the most part that they're pretty good, and I think there's a few shots that worked out. But yeah, I mean, pretty good day. I'm just going to keep at it. Today I published the vlog from last month on YouTube, and so I've been kind of using this as a distraction to walk around and not be looking at my phone, checking on that. And yeah, it's been like I said yesterday, a slow start to the month, but I'm really trying to use that to refine some of the technical things, figure out my system with the GR, get everything worked out in the way so that when it's a good day and I'm hitting, it's gonna all come together. So that's what I got for now. I'm just kind of in my head. I've been thinking about, I'm reading this Merleau-Ponty book about the visible and invisible, and it's given me a lot to think about with how the camera functions sort of as an eye separate from us, and yeah, what there is, you know, how we can use that and how that can be, you know, harmful to people or dangerous or, you know, just, you know, a problem. So yeah, that's what I got. So I'm gonna be back at it tomorrow. Hopefully it's a little bit sunnier, and yeah, just keep going from there. What's up? It's Thursday. I went out for a short bit today in the afternoon. I was pretty beat in the morning from a long day yesterday with some work that I had to do after I got home from shooting. And so I got out about 1 or so. The light was starting to fade already, you know, which is rough about this time of year. And I kind of stuck with it until it was dark enough and I was already kind of going on a bit drained energy. So yeah, last night I edited photos from last week and had some good stuff. I had some photos from December that I had never imported and kind of forgot about, which is nice in a way, and got some good stuff on Tuesday night, even though I thought I really hadn't. So that has me hopeful for the last 2 days, and yeah, that's about it for now. It's Sunday, and it's a little bit more gray. The sun's been fleeting this week. It was sunny when I left the house. Once I got into Manhattan again, it's just gray. So yeah, last couple days I've been in, it's been rainy, even though it's been a little bit warmer. And so I've tried to go out, but it's been kind of too rainy, not quite working. So yeah, I just spent a lot of time. I realized I updated the firmware on the GR and realized I've been missing out on the snap focus priority mode, which was frustrating because I was like, snap focus kind of sucks and does not really, I feel like I'm always compromising using this, and it's because I just didn't have the mode. So using that for the first time today, and I'm looking forward to that. And then yeah, I really was kind of blown away by this bit in the Merleau-Ponty book that I'm reading last night, where he's not talking about photography, but he's talking about reflections and perception. And you know, the photograph is a reflection, and so he's talking about like a reflection can contain in a really small bit the entirety of the world. And so you know, that kind of was just like, you know, messing with my head, and I love it. So yeah, I'm just kind of going out, trying to get into the zone today with, you know, not ideal circumstances. Just thinking about, you know, what I can do with those reflections. And I've been looking at my photos from this kind of GR time span and kind of seeing what are my recurrent themes, things like that. And I've definitely noticed a few that feel like I'm kind of like tapping into what I'm doing right now, at least. And like, there's this one photo that I got the other day, I think on Thursday, it's the backs of a bunch of people in an intersection, but then a sheet of paper and a face drawn on it looking at the camera. And you know, things that are kind of like hidden like that and peeking out. I think that I'm noticing a lot of that, which you know, not sure what it says about me, but certainly there's something there. So yeah, gonna get at it today. We'll see how it goes. I'm about to head back. Not the best day. Less light than I was hoping for or expecting, but I definitely made it work, and the changes I made on the GR have been helping a lot in terms of getting kind of proper exposure simply without needing to kind of adjust a lot on the fly. So I'm really happy with that, and it's helped me get some things. For sure, I know I have like 1 or 2 good shots today, and I've been looking at the back of the camera a bit. You know, I keep saying I'm trying not to do that, but you know, I think I'm a little out of, January is kind of taking me out of that mindfulness and kind of just sort of being in the zone and the flow while I'm out. And that's also because I've got, you know, some non-photography stuff that'll pop into my head, and I'm kind of thinking more, and I think I can still get decent stuff when I'm doing that, but it is kind of, you know, it pulls me out of it. And so yeah, I know I got a couple good shots, and I'm happy with that. And really I've been kind of trying to think of going out even on a bad day as like, hey, I tried, and you know, look at it as practice or kind of warm up to build those habits and be better on days when all of the conditions are right and I'm kind of hitting good stuff and crowds and interesting things are happening, and yeah, everything's on. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get back out into Manhattan during this week. We'll see, maybe on Tuesday, but I've got a lot of work to do before I head up to Massachusetts for the weekend, long weekend next week. And so I'm looking forward to that, and definitely I'm hoping the weather's good, you know, because I'll be there for a couple days and want to walk around more, because you know, it's going to a rural, or not rural, but you know, kind of like suburban small town area, and needing to kind of put in more walking to find more interesting things, but also just like having the ability to do some things that aren't street is nice, helpful for how I'm processing things. I feel like a lot of the times when I make like a breakthrough or feel like I've hit like a stride and like really understood something about my work, it's because I've been somewhere else and been able to kind of see how I'm able to process that place. I know I was that way in August when I was in Birmingham, and I just was kind of getting bangers and was like really happy with what I was doing, and you know, kind of had to question why, and what about this connects to my work kind of as a whole, and why do these photos work side by side with, you know, more standard street stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I was watching some Gary Winogrand videos on YouTube, and he talked about being a photographer, not a street photographer, and going to Texas, and, you know, kind of wherever he wants to photograph. And so I'm a homebody. I like kind of having my ability to shoot where I am. I don't want to build up projects based on other locations. I know that works for other people, but I need that push to go out and be kind of always shooting. But it is nice to have those excuses to kind of switch everything up. And I guess I'm really thinking of some photos I took in Beacon back about a year ago in February. I was there just for 2 days, but I got some interesting stuff. And I'm picturing New Bedford, where we're going, to be, you know, not quite as kind of picturesque. It's more of an old town, historic town, but I'm thinking I can find some similar things, kind of Stephen Shore, you know, esque, like the way he does kind of more, you know, landscape in, or you know, kind of town stuff. And I don't know, I'm thinking of this one shot I have of a house that it's like beautiful, and it is like, I guess, a pure landscape photo, and I don't know why I love it or why it fits with my work. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So maybe I'll get out on Tuesday, but maybe not. We'll see. But I think so far I'm happy with what I'm I'm getting in January. Like I said, slow month, but I end up finding some of my best stuff, you know, if I'm kind of putting in the work. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. So it's Saturday the 17th, and I was supposed to be in Massachusetts right now, but my dog got sick, and turns out she was okay, but did just need some extra attention. You know, needed someone to like fully watch her, take care of her a little bit more than usual, and so we didn't feel like asking our friend who normally watches her to do that. So I volunteered to stay home from the trip because I was the least involved in this project. For me, this is, you know, almost a week later. For you, this is cutting immediately after me talking about how excited I was for the change of scenery and the change of pace. And most importantly, I was gonna shoot some film. I was bringing the Leica. I had packed it all up, everything. And so, you know, I had kind of gotten excited for this and, you know, am now missing out on that, which is okay. And I'm just glad that Sloane's doing okay. And basically the last 2 days, and maybe tomorrow, cause it's been snowing, I've been kind of cooped up inside first because I was watching her more closely, and now that she's doing much better, kind of back to normal, you know, I can go out and take photos, but I typically don't like to go out in the snow. Maybe I'll try tomorrow if it's not snowing hard. We'll see. Definitely could use some time kind of out walking around. But this really reminds me of last year when I got the flu while I was on a work trip and was stuck in my hotel room for basically the whole trip. So what I did was I took photos and, you know, kind of used that isolated environment to kind of like limit myself and try to find new things. And that's what I've been doing here. I've definitely taken photos in the apartment before, and I've gotten some good ones, but typically I don't like taking photos at home because it's so ordinary for me. And so, yeah, it is a nice change, a nice new kind of, you know, like change of scenery in a way for my camera, not so much for me. And so I don't think any of these are going to be good. I guess you'll be seeing them if they are. And yeah, I think I'm going to try and for sure get out on Monday. It's supposed to be sunny, and just kind of get back to it. What's up? It's Monday, the 19th, and it's the first day I got out in about a week, maybe more than a week. Feeling really good today, feeling good because my dog's feeling better, and it was snowing all weekend, but now it's sunny out, and I can take advantage of it. And I came out and, you know, went for a bit of a longer loop than usual, and now I'm headed back. And yeah, it wasn't my best day in terms of, I don't think I got anything too great. I think I definitely got some things, but nothing too great. But I was thinking about this day last month, which probably was about the same time in the month. It's interesting doing this, kind of seeing some of these patterns. But it was a day where it was super cold, and I was like, I'm gonna go out. I want to take advantage of it. And I was just off my game, and there were less people, and people were more uncomfortable and aware of me. And I was just like, this is kind of a bummer. I just wasn't feeling it. And today I was thinking like, I'm kind of having that same feeling, but partway through I was like, or partway through that thought, I was like, it's so much better of a day. And that all just comes down to my mindset. I'm so much happier to be outside. It was really nice. I was able to go to MoMA to pop in. I was gifted a membership for Christmas, and so I can just kind of pop in, take a look at this Eggleston and Lee Friedlander that are side by side at this one, I think it's called Time Travelers, the exhibit, and I don't know when that's coming down, but it's been up for a bit, so it's probably coming down soon. And so it's just nice to pop in and see that Eggleston in person, and some of the other stuff there, and walk through some of the, paintings, things like that. Just kind of get that refresh partway through the day. And so that's when I would have been heading to the subway. I walked by it on my way to the subway, and I came out and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of amped up. I'm warmed up from being inside. Like, let me go for a bit longer. And I don't know if I got anything extra then. The sun started to set and it got much colder. It got windy. But it's just a good day, and kind of my mindset of being like, I'm just out here and enjoy being out here to photograph, and not necessarily enjoying it only if I get a good photograph, which I don't even know until days later. So yeah. Also, I had meant to say this, but I watched on Saturday night this talk with Jeff Mermelstein and Daniel Arnold at Picturehouse, and they live streamed it on Instagram, which was nice. I could watch from home with my dog. There was this one moment in it. I really love Jeff Mermelstein. I love listening to him talk about his work and just photography in general. And there's this one moment where he said something along the lines of, the work of photography is to put yourself in this position for accidents to happen. And I really love that, and I'm kind of keeping that in mind. Just in the number of times you're out taking photos, having your camera with you, like doing all these things that just set up that, that opportunity, and kind of seizing on it when it shows up. It's Wednesday, and just came out for a shorter walk in my neighborhood because it's cold and I didn't want to be out for too long. So maybe I can do kind of shorter bits more frequently while it stays this cold. But yesterday, going through the photos from last week, I noticed that as much as I like street, kind of traditional street with, people and everything kind of more involved and layered in that way, I do really like some of the more kind of quiet, I don't even know how to describe them, the ones that focus on, I'll just throw a few up so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, those, I think, I kind of have this realization over and over every couple months. Those really speak to me in a way that I think the street stuff sometimes doesn't. I mean, street still does, but I think I just favor street over putting myself into an environment where we'll get those photos over some of these more quiet things. Just trying to shift some of that balance, get more of the the stuff that I'm sort of in the mood for now, and I think kind of comes more naturally in January. So yeah, we'll see if I get out a couple times over the next couple days, but it's gonna get pretty cold over the weekend. And then I might bring my camera to a show on Friday. We'll see how that goes as well. But yeah, just trying to focus more on what's speaking to me right now. And I think something I've learned with my music, where I've spent so much time making music, I spend a lot of time kind of making it as work, because I have another YouTube channel where that's all I do. Sometimes when I want to make music, I have to sort of listen to what is my gut telling me. Like if I am interested in doing something right now, I have to just do it. Versus with photo, I have more of a drive because it's something I can do less often. But I think I have to listen to what types of photos, what's the thing I want to focus on in the moment, because I can't take every type of photo every day. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. What's up? It's Thursday, and I kind of felt a burst of energy and enough sun, and the sun's setting slightly later now, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get out. And I headed into Manhattan after just yesterday saying that maybe I will focus less on street, and I think really I've been thinking about it all day while I've been walking. And I've been thinking about I think I mentioned this a few days ago, the Jeff Mermelstein quote that I heard him say at a talk that I watched the other night, where he said part of the work of photography is setting yourself up for accidents to happen. And I think I've recognized something I struggle with in general, being haunted by background noises, which I'm trying to minimize this month after listening back to myself last month, and I need to get a specific lav mic for myself to get some better audio for these. But yeah, I definitely like, you know, the kind of extreme thinking in extremes. I'm gonna use my phone, not use my phone at all, and then it's like, well, I can't not use it at all, so I might as well just use it fully unrestricted. And I think that's kind of what I was thinking yesterday. And I was like, you know what? Street isn't it. It's not the things that are hitting the hardest for me. And that's silly because it is what I love. And it's certainly the motivation to continue going out and finding things and putting myself in those situations where the accidents can happen. And I've been thinking about this one photo of mine from the summer, and it's these two people, and in the back pocket of their pants, one of them has like a newspaper with an image in it that's like kind of hard to really make any sense of, and there's something about their body language, and that is like possibly my favorite photo that I've taken. And that is, to me, it doesn't feel like a standard street photo, but it is something I got while in Manhattan. It was in Union Square that I got it, shooting street. I mean, same with this photo that kind of sparked some of this thought from a couple days ago, of this kind of paint on wood of scaffolding on a building, and it almost looks like a windshield wiper built out of this wood and the paint. That was something I got out in Manhattan to shoot street. And so I think I have to not limit myself to thinking one way or the other, and coming out into Manhattan whenever I can and whenever I have the time to devote to it, and staying in my neighborhood or going somewhere else in Brooklyn. I like shooting in Greenpoint. I like shooting in the Bushwick area, or there's like a main street in kind of Ridgewood, Bushwick, area. So there's stuff I like, and I just have to kind of put myself in those spots and not overthink, like, what does this spot that I'm walking in say about what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna get, and just let the accidents, put myself in the position where the accidents can happen. Yeah, so there's gonna be, I really felt the push to come out today because there's gonna be potentially up to like 19 inches of snow this weekend. And I don't really have good boots. I only have my like running shoes that I walk in. And so I don't know if I'm gonna really get out, and I'm gonna try on Sunday when it's snowing if I can get out in it a little bit. But I don't know how much I'm gonna go out. So yeah, I might be staying in and kind of focusing on what other ways I can kind of do this. But at the same time, I look back and I've done a lot for January. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's, I think, a good day today. Definitely now that I'm got this snap priority mode on the GR, I'm getting good stuff. Just staying real heady. I've been watching a lot of Gary Winogrand interviews on YouTube and this Merleau-Ponty book that I'm reading. I feel like there's some weird overlap between the two of those that I don't quite understand yet, and maybe I'll make another video essay about that, kind of put some more focus into that. But yeah, that's what I got. I'm gonna head home. Just gonna film real quickly the kind of wrap up end of the month. You may be able to hear in my voice, but I ended up getting sick after the last time I went out, and so that coincided with the snowstorm, and I've been kind of staying in because of that. So nothing really else to report for the rest of the month. I don't foresee myself going out in the next couple days. But I did I went out on the day of the snowstorm for a little bit, just in my neighborhood, and, enjoyed that. Got a couple quick photos with the GR. And the best thing I think that I did all month was I was able to take some photos for this band called Blood Cultures, who are, very mysterious, don't reveal their identities, and they wear these masks. So we took some photos ahead of one of their shows at Baby's All Right, and then I shot the show as well. So it was great to shoot those. I think the band has this really amazing art direction and kind of visual vibe to, each of their releases and everything. And so it was super cool to be a part of that. I'm really proud of the results. I shot these on my Fuji using my Minolta 40mm M-mount lens adapted to the Fuji that I typically shoot film with. And this was really dark conditions for the band photos. So, and I didn't have a flash or any external lights. So, I switched to shooting RAW. Normally I'm just shooting JPEG, which I know I shouldn't do, but, that's kind of how I operate. And, it was nice to work with the RAW. I was able to recover more of that shadow detail and get some really interesting, moody photos that I think fit the band well. So I'm super happy with those. I'm happy with what I did this month. I thought it was kind of a slow month. I started slow. It was cold, and so I was kind of having some trouble getting myself to go out. And I think I ended up going out more and shooting more and getting more good photos, or photos that I'm happy with for the month. So I'm super proud of that. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. It really helps since the channel is new. It does help if you share this with someone who you think will enjoy it. Comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much. I should have a another video essay out in 2 weeks, and then the vlog again after that. You know, that's going to be the routine I try to stick with. So thank you all so much, and I'll talk to you soon.